Payman.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon. I was just wondering if you could give us the number of plugged and abandoned oil and gas wells that are in Commonwealth waters.
Yes, Senator, if you'll just give me one moment just to get to the appropriate question that I have in front of me so that I can try and be as accurate as possible.
Thank you.
Currently, NOPSEMA regulates 865 wells, which are they are a part of 75 well operations management plans. 517 are non-operational, so they are shut in, suspended or technically abandoned.
Okay, that brings the total to 1,382, is that correct?
No, Senator, the 865 is the total.
Oh, that's the total. Okay.
Correct.
And 517 are not operational.
Correct. They are shut in, suspended. 359 are operational.
Sure. Thank you. How many of them are leaking methane? So this is the methane that's obviously the smelly, rotten, old methane we're talking about. That's also sometimes called natural gas, and I understand it to be 80 times worse than carbon dioxide for climate change. So how many of the ones, or 865 wells, are leaking?
8, Senator.
8 are leaking. Okay. Are you aware of the Santos La Gendre field off the Pilbara?
Le Gendre, yes, I am, Senator.
What can you tell us about that? Like, is that leaking gas? How long has it been leaking? How much gas has been leaking?
Senator, yes, I am aware of that particular, the Le Gendre wells, and yes, it has a very small, low seepage rate.
Can you give us some figures, please?
We understand it's been estimated at 514 litres of gas per day.
Litres
and
per day.
It was reported to us in January 2014.
When was it reported, sorry?
January 2014.
2014. And what's been done to stop the leaking?
At this stage, because it is at a very low rate, the requirement for Santos at this stage is to continue monitoring as part of their normal operations, so that we can determine if there is any increase in leakage into the future. Of course, just a reminder too that when it was abandoned, it was actually abandoned under the approval of the previous WA Western Australian designated authority, because at the time that occurred, that was prior to NOPSEMA being created.
When was it abandoned? Do we have a date?
Abandoned, I understand, between 2008 and 2011.
Okay. And sorry, I may have missed this, but how many wells in total are on that field? On the La Gendre?
Senator?
Blair, Deputy CEO, Regulatory Operations, very pleased to meet you. There are a number of wells at that location, reflect the history and life cycle of exploration, some appraisal, some unsuccessful wells, and then eventual development. If I look at the notes that I have for that development, there are 6 wells that are featured, and it's commonly the case that many wells on an actual gas development field, there will be several more than from the facility, small platform facility that is located there.
What's the anticipated sort of timeline of being able to ensure that the leakage stops? Because obviously 514 litres per day amounts to quite a lot, and, that would be tons and tons of methane into our atmosphere. So, yeah, what's the projection of the work to be put in to stop the leakage?
Yes, Senator, the environment plan that is currently in place, and I think has been recently reviewed in relation to those wells, actually requires them to undertake further investigation to actually look at possible solutions.
With that further investigation, what sort of extra resourcing might be required? Have you modelled that? Do we need new legislation? Do we need to set up a task force?
No, Senator, it's for Santos to undertake that work, so it is a requirement of them under the environment plan. So the environment plan covers that work, and that's for Santos to undertake, and then inform us of that work.
Okay. Is there any role that the government plays? I mean, this is potentially very enormous. It's been going on since 2014, if not earlier. What can the federal government do to potentially assist in this catastrophe?
Well, certainly, Senator, as I said, there's a very low-level leakage rate coming from those particular wells. There is a requirement for us, as a regulator, we will continue to monitor. We have inspection programs on those environment plans. So once environment plans are actually approved and in place, we actually undertake inspection programs to ensure that companies, duty holders, are actually undertaking the work that they have committed to in those environment plans. They cannot surrender those wells off the title until we are actually satisfied into the future. So there is work that we as the regulator will continue to do.
Thank you. And just on the inspection programs, how often are they conducted, and how often would you say?
It varies. It depends on the issues. Just to give you a little bit of help in relation to that, I do have some statistics on the number of inspections, for example, that have been undertaken recently, if I can actually locate that information. Otherwise, I'm happy to take it on notice and I can come back to you on the number of assessments and things that are generally undertaken in any given year, but it does depend. And those inspections cover a whole range of areas, environmental issues or the MPs, but also safety and follow-up inspections if any incidents are reported to us.
And
Sorry, Senator, we do have some information.
Oh, there. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Graham Blair, Deputy CEO at Fatima once again. We do have some numbers which I can share with you on inspections. I have them here on the table, which is quarterly, so I'm going to do some mental arithmetic as we go here. So the first half of 2025 for HSE, for health and safety, we've executed 43 inspections. For environmental management, we've executed 18 inspections. And for well integrity itself, we've executed 21 inspections.
Senator,
thank you.
You've got 2 minutes.
Yes, no worries. I am going to race through. There was 514 litres per day of leakage. Have there been any modelling or numbers done of how much gas in total has leaked since 2014?
Senator, no, not by us. I would need to actually, it may have been undertaken by Santos. Probably one of the key issues that is under investigation by Santos as well at this stage, Senator, which is important to note, is that at this stage it hasn't actually been confirmed that that particular seepage is actually coming from the well or the wellhead, because there are natural seepages that do occur from these reservoirs. In fact, in the early days, that was one of the ways they would be able to locate where they may find natural gas, was that they would actually see the bubbles coming up from low-flying aircraft. So these seepages do occur naturally. Part of the investigation is to try and determine where that particular seepage is coming from.
Yeah, surely 514 litres per day is quite a lot, so hopefully it's not just, that's not the natural amount. What's the penalties that are imposed on Santos if they are found to not comply or rectify these leakages?
There are certain penalties for breaches, particularly if they're breaching their environment plan. Look, I would need to come back to you on notice. I want to say off the top of my head, I think for an individual breach on an environment plan, maybe around 1.5 million, but I'll need to come back to you on notice on that.
Thank you so much. No, that's wonderful. Appreciate it. Thank you.